Well, hello again, and welcome to Answers with Pastor Will. I am Pastor Will Cole, pastor at St. Matthew Lutheran Church in Millerstown, Pennsylvania. We are affiliated with the Association of Free Lutheran Congregations. So today's question is, does carbon dating contradict the scriptures? Or in other words, does carbon dating prove the Bible to be wrong? All right, so let's talk about this, because a lot of folks think, that that one of the main things to quote unquote prove evolution and that the earth is millions and billions of years old is carbon dating. Now, this was sort of a trick question because carbon dating supposedly does not go that far. It only dates thousands of years when evolutionists need millions of years. All right. However, there are other radiometric dating methods that supposedly go further back, like uranium 238, potassium 40, lead 206, argon 40, and a number of things. All right. And those supposedly go back millions of years. However, it is my opinion that these dating methods are not accurate whatsoever. All right, and here's why. The primary reason, they're making assumptions here. The primary assumption is what is called uniformitarianism. I know that's a big word, but basically what it means is how things are now is how they've always been. That nothing really ever changes. However, even within the theory of evolution, most believe that supposedly, 65 million years ago, a meteor impacted the earth, and it was so great that it killed off the dinosaurs. Now, I would think that would be a major change, and that would cause things to be different. Now, on the creationist side, yeah, we believe that there has been a catastrophe. The most notable one would be the global flood of Noah's day. All right, so that's one assumption that I think just doesn't work. You see, people assume the conditions at quote unquote time zero when the stuff was first formed. And the thing is, like evolution we talked about last time, no one was there. How can we really be sure? All right. And then of course, what about contaminants? They're assuming that there were no contaminants within the specific rock sample. All right, and like I just mentioned before, the constant decay rate, which is where the uniformitarianism comes from. All right, now I read years ago that to kind of go against, they had a fossil, it was a good sized fossil. They chopped it up to a bunch of different pieces, sent each one to a different lab. All right, and the results, which you would think should have been the same, right? It was from the same fossil. It was all over the place, and it spanned a wide range. And so it is my opinion that radiometric dating is just not accurate. It's assuming a bunch of assumptions that we have no way of proving. And even in their own theory for most of the folks, of course, there has been catastrophe. And I think that could change things. Absolutely, it could. And so this is, one of the things, and, we can talk about this, with another question, that we'll have next week. But, yeah, radioactive dating does not disprove the scriptures. Because, in my opinion, and not just my opinion, but there are a number of scientists who would also agree with this, it's not accurate. So, there is the answer to that question. A little shorter this week, but I think that's a good thing. And so, hey, if you're in the area and would like to come and see us at St. Matthew Lutheran, the address is 600 Centerville Road in Millerstown, Pennsylvania, 17062. Check out our website, stmatthewpa.org. That's ST. Saint is not spelled out. And if you have any questions that you would like me to answer, on our website there is a tab, Answers with Pastor Will, and below that is a Contact Us button. Hit that. You can send us your question, and I'll be more than happy to tackle it. All right, so that is all for today, and we'll see you next time. God's blessings, everyone.